I've always been a sucker for late-night gaming marathons. There's something oddly calming about the stillness of 3 a.m. The world asleep while you're wide awake, chasing high scores and exploring virtual worlds. But that night was different. That night, I stumbled upon the Fate game. I found it buried in an obscure Reddit thread. Play at your own risk, the post warned, tagged with glitchy screenshots that looked like they were pulled from a corrupted cartridge. I clicked the download link without a second thought. Curiosity always got the best of me. The game booted up in a windowed screen, black and white. No loading bar, just a flickering message. Welcome to the Fate game. Make sure you're alone. I scoffed, brushing it off as cheap marketing. The main menu was basic, just 2 options, start and quit. I clicked start, and my screen went black. My speakers crackled with static before a whisper cut through. It sounded like someone calling my name. My hands paused over the keyboard. I shook it off, blaming sleep deprivation. The game loaded me into a pixelated forest. Its trees stretched unnaturally tall, their branches like skeletal hands clawing at the fog-choked sky. There were no tutorials, no missions, just me, standing on a dirt path that snaked into darkness. I started walking. The sound design was unsettling. Every footstep was slightly off, like there was a half-second delay. The wind howled, but it didn't feel like background noise. It was directional. I put on my headphones, cranking the volume. That's when I heard it. Whispers, soft and indistinct, layered over each other like they were speaking from all directions. I stopped my character, but the whispers didn't. They grew louder, sharper. My name, clear as day, spat out from my headphones. I yanked them off, heart hammering. I glanced around my dark room, half expecting someone to be standing there. But it was just me and the screen, flickering slightly, like it was struggling to keep its grip on reality. I almost closed the game, but something compelled me to keep going. I walked forward, deeper into the woods. The whispers faded, replaced by distant crunching, like someone, or something, was moving parallel to me, just out of sight. I picked up the pace, but the sound matched me step for step. Faster I went, faster it followed. I stopped. It stopped. I tested it again, moving left. The crunching mirrored me. Right, there was again. Whatever was out, there wasn't part of the game. Or maybe it was, but I was starting to doubt it. I turned the volume back up, gripping the mouse tighter. Just a game, I whispered. I continued forward, my path narrowing. The trees grew denser, their limbs tangling above me, blotting out the sky. I couldn't see far ahead, just the pixelated dirt stretching into fog. But something glimmered in the distance, a light, faint and pulsing. I ran toward it. The whispers returned, louder now, almost screaming my name, distorted and stretched like a corrupted audio file. My character slowed, even though I was slamming the keys. It felt like I was wading through mud. The light flickered closer. My screen glitched, tearing lines across the display. I thought my computer was crashing, but then a figure emerged on the path. It was me. My character was frozen, but in front of him, standing in the fog, was a pixelated version of myself. Same hoodie, same hair, even the same damn headphones. I leaned in, disbelief racking my brain. The screen crackled, and the whispers grew louder, converging into one single, sharp voice. Don't turn around. My heart skipped. I slammed the ESC key. Nothing. Alt plus F4. Nothing. The game wouldn't close. My pixelated doppelganger stared back at me, its head slowly tilting. My speakers hissed, and I swear I felt breath on the back of my neck. Don't turn around. I didn't. I kept my eyes locked on the screen as my doppelganger took a step forward. The whispers became screams, and the screen started to flicker violently. Don't turn around. The lights in my room buzzed, flickering with the game. My monitor flashed with static, then went dark. My room was silent, dead silent. I reached for my phone to check the time. 3:33 a.m. But before I could tap the screen, it buzzed with a notification. Hologame.exe has been successfully installed. I stared at it, dread pooling in my stomach. I never re-downloaded it. I never even got the chance to uninstall it. The game icon was back on my desktop, flickering slightly, almost like it was waiting for me. Then my phone buzzed again. A single message, no sender ID. You didn't turn around. Good. Next time, you won't have a choice. It started with a message, a simple Discord DM from a username I didn't recognize. You've been invited to the Observer's game. Join. I stared at it, half amused, half curious. I've been in plenty of gaming communities, but this one was new. No mutual servers, no shared friends. Just the name, The Observer. I almost ignored it, but then a second message popped up. I see you. My fingers paused over the keyboard. It was late, 2 a.m. late. My blinds were shut, my door locked. Just me and the soft hum of my PC in a dark room. I replied with a simple, nice try. A link followed. My antivirus flared up for a second, then went silent. Too curious for my own good, I clicked it. The screen went black for a moment before flickering back to life, revealing a login screen. The Observer's game. Enter if you dare. I typed in a random username. The game booted up with a grainy VHS aesthetic, heavy with static and distortion. It was first person, set in what looked like an abandoned warehouse. The audio was scratchy, distant whispers threading through the silence. I moved forward, my footsteps echoing unnaturally loud. The game world was stark, metal walls smeared with rust, flickering lights casting long shadows. There was no HUD, no objective markers, just a faint sound of dripping water and the creak of metal shifting under invisible weight. That's when I noticed the first camera. It hung from the ceiling, red light blinking, tracking my every move. As I walked, more came into view, corners, ceiling joints, even tucked behind cracked walls. All of them followed me, swiveling with mechanical precision. I tried to ignore it, chalking it up to game design. The whispers grew louder the deeper I went. At first, I couldn't make them out, but then fragments slipped through. Watching, don't look back, closer than you think, I paused, turning my character in circles. Nothing but rust and shadows. Then I heard a sound I wasn't expecting. A knock. Not in the game. In real life. 3 sharp raps against my door. I whipped off my headphones, heart pounding. Silence. I was home alone, had been for hours. I hesitated before getting up, checking the peephole. No one there. I went back to my desk, brushing it off as paranoia. But when I sat down, my screen had changed. My character was no longer alone. There was a shadow, a tall, gaunt figure standing at the far end of the hallway, unmoving. My mouse jittered as I tried to turn, but the screen glitched, snapping my view back to it. It stepped forward, then stopped. A message flashed across the screen. Don't look away. I stared, unblinking, fingers frozen. Another step, then another. Its limbs moved unnaturally, like marionette strings were yanking it forward. The whispers grew frantic, hissing words I couldn't understand. My screen flickered, static crackling through my speakers. Then, just as it was a few feet away, the game crashed. My screen went black, reflecting my wide-eyed stare back at me. I exhaled sharply, shaking my head. That's when the Discord message popped up again. Did you like it? Let's play again. I clicked out of it, heart still racing. But then my PC rebooted by itself. The Observer's game launched immediately. My character standing exactly where I left him. But the figure was gone. The whispers, however, remained, louder, angrier. I moved forward, sweat slicking my palms. The cameras tracked me faster now, whipping to follow my every turn. I came to a metal door at the end of the hall. It wasn't there before. I clicked it open, revealing a room full of monitors, all displaying live feeds. My breath caught in my throat. Every single screen showed different angles of my room. My desk, my window, my bed, all that was being watched in real time. I yanked my webcam off my monitor, but the feed didn't stop. I slammed the laptop shut, but the monitors kept playing, flickering between angles. My phone buzzed. A text message from the observer. Game over. I didn't respond. My lights flickered once, twice, then went out. My phone buzzed again, illuminating my shaking hands. I'm here. That's when the knocking started again, louder this time, rhythmic, pounding. I backed away from my desk, my heart slamming against my ribs. The knocking didn't stop. It grew louder, insistent, echoing through the empty halls of my building. I reached for the door handle, hesitating, and then it stopped. My screen flickered back to life, even with the laptop closed. One last message shown in crimson text. You're always being watched. The screen went black, and my room fell silent. But I couldn't shake the feeling that somewhere, just out of sight, someone or something was still watching.